Anime fights are a staple of the genre, and some of them are so epic that they become the stuff of legend. Whether it's a one-on-one battle or a massive brawl, there's nothing quite like seeing your favorite characters duke it out in a fight to the death. And let's face it, who doesn't love a good anime fight? The sheer badassery of the fights that make John Wick look like a kitten. So without further ado, let's dive into the top 10 badass anime fights that'll leave you wanting more. And don't forget to punch that like and subscribe button. Gon, the young and determined hunter, is seeking revenge for the death of his friend. Pitou, on the other hand, is a ruthless and powerful warrior who will stop at nothing to protect the Chimera Ant's queen. It's a recipe for disaster, which makes it so entertaining. The fight starts off with a bang as Gon charges at Pitou, with feelings of revenge high in his blood. Of course, Pitou is quick to retaliate, using her powerful man abilities to launch a devastating attack on Gon. It's a classic case of brute strength versus cunning strategy. Despite being outmatched, Gon refuses to give up. He pushes himself to the limits, unleashing his full potential and transforming into an adult form with incredible strength and speed. It's the kind of fight that makes you want to stand up and cheer, and when Gon finally emerges victorious in the end, it's hard to not feel a sense of triumph. It does come at a great cost, but that's just the price you pay for being a badass hunter. Edward, the young alchemist with a heart of gold, is up against Greed, a powerful homunculus who craves nothing more than wealth and power. The two clash in a flurry of punches, kicks, and alchemical explosions in this one. At first, it seems like Edward has the upper hand. He's quick on his feet and has an impressive array of alchemical skills at his disposal. But Greed is no pushover, and he proves to be a difficult enemy. As the fight rages on, both combatants take a beating. Edward's automail arm is smashed to pieces, and Greed is left with deep cuts and bruises. But neither of them is willing to back down at any point. In a moment of desperation, Edward unleashes his most powerful alchemical technique, the transmutation circle. It's a risky move which can backfire, but he's willing to take the risk to defeat Greed once and for all. He does use his scientific brains to make Greed's shield weaken, getting some help from Izumi as well. The battle reaches its climax as Edward and Greed charge at each other, fists flying until a blinding flash of light, it's all over. Edward has defeated his opponent, standing triumphantly over his body. But it's not at all sunshine and rainbows, as both the fighters are left battered. But at least it was all worth it because of how absolutely thrilling the fight turned out to be. This one's for you, Berserk fans. Guts, the rugged and ruthless mercenary, has finally had enough of Griffith's twisted and manipulative ways. Therefore, he charges into battle with his giant sword in hand, ready to take down his former friend and leader of the Band of Hawk. However, Griffith, with his devilish charm and outworldly powers, is not an easy opponent to defeat. He taunts Guts with his piercing gaze and effortless swordplay, leaving the hero on the defensive. Guts fights with all his might, swinging his mighty sword with ferocity and determination. But Griffith is like a slippery eel, dodging and weaving Guts' attacks with ease. The fight is intense and emotional, with Guts pouring his heart and soul into every strike. In the end, it's Griffith who comes out as the winner, forcing Guts to join the Band of Hawk now as he believes that he owns Guts now. In this epic samurai showdown, we have Jin, the stoic and deadly samurai with a sword that could cut through steel. Mugen is the wild and unpredictable one who combines swordplay with martial arts, and Kariya, the fearsome samurai with a score to settle. The fight begins with Kariya charging at Jin and Mugen with a sword held high, looking like a crazed bull. But Jin and Mugen aren't intimidated, who jump, spin, and dodge his attacks like they're dancing to a funky beat. Jin and Mugen work together like a well-oiled machine, their swords clashing against Kariya's with a metallic ring. While Kariya is strong, he's no match for them both. This is the best depiction of realistic samurai culture and authentic techniques. Jin ends up using the best samurai move to defeat Kariya. However, the badass moment has to be when Mugen finally accepts him as the best swordsman. It's time for the fight that left all the anime lovers on the edge of their seats. Levi, the captain of the Survey Corps and the ultimate badass, is up against the Beast Titan, who's a hulking monstrosity that's part man, part gorilla, and all terrifying. Levi kicks off by zooming through the air, slicing and dicing the Beast Titan's army of smaller titans like they're butter. The Beast Titan tries to fight back with giant boulders, but Levi is just too fast for him, dodging and weaving like a professional boxer. The Titan tries to take advantage of his size and strength to intimidate the young captain, but Levi doesn't care about that and looks at him like he's just a pesky fly. The two clash and it's hard to keep up with all the action. Levi ends up slicing the Beast Titan's arm like a hot knife through butter, and the captain overpowers him. Before we could proceed to the next entry, please don't forget to attack that like and subscribe button. In one corner, we have God Ichigo, the orange-haired Soul Reaper who's always ready for battle. In the other corner, we have Ulquiorra, the emotionless Espada who looks like he hasn't smiled since the invention of the wheel. The fight starts off with a bang as Ichigo unleashes his Bankai, a powerful transformation that gives him the strength of 10 men. Ulquiorra responds with his resurrection, which is basically his own version of a power-up. They clash, and the force of blows is too exciting. Plus, it's not just about strength, it's about strategy as well. Ulquiorra tries to get into Ichigo's head, questioning his motives and loyalty, like a psychological thriller with a sword fight. Ichigo doesn't back down though, and lands blows after blows on Ulquiorra. In the end, Ichigo is the winner, and Ulquiorra is left lying in a pile of rubble. It's always fun watching a boss getting defeated by a skilled player. Boros is the self-proclaimed ruler of the universe, while Saitama is a bald, unassuming hero who just happens to be the strongest being in existence. It's like David versus Goliath if David had a punch that could shatter planets. Boros starts off strong, unleashing his ultimate attack that could destroy everything in its way. But Saitama just brushes it off like a speck of dust on his shoulder. He then tries to end things with a single punch, but he himself gets blasted off into space and lands back to Earth. Of course, he still manages to crawl back to Earth, determined to keep fighting. In the end, Saitama ends things with one final punch with his trump card, making Boros finally accept his defeat. This fight is surely a spectacle that'll leave you both amazed and amused. The final episode is like watching a soap opera on steroids. It's got everything: epic battles, betrayal, and a dose of philosophical musings to make your head spin. First up, we have Kallen and Suzakui duking it out like a pair of giant robots. Kallen's like a hurricane, throwing everything she's got at Suzaku, but he keeps on ticking. They're both using giant robots while Kallen tries to take out Suzuki, but he's a cat with 9 lives who just keeps coming back for more. Suzaku does manage to take out Lancelot and Lelouch, which is the ultimate twist in the soap opera. This is definitely a wild ride that'll leave you scratching your head till the end. This fight is like watching two aliens trying to outdo each other in a game of intergalactic whack-a-mole. Frieza is one of the most powerful characters in the series, with a massive arsenal of deadly attacks and the ability to transform into multiple forms. But Goku is no slouch either. He's a warrior with a never-say-die attitude and the ability to turn his hair blonde when he turns into his Super Saiyan self. Talk about blondies. The fight between these two is a battle for the ages, with each fighter pulling out all the stops to try and gain the upper hand. Frieza unleashes a barrage of energy blasts, while Goku responds with a series of explosive punches and kicks. But what really makes this fight so entertaining is the banter between the two. Frieza keeps taunting Goku to try and get under his skin, but Goku just responds with his trademark goofiness, making jokes and puns even in the heat of the battle. Shimazaki is so full of himself that he's convinced he's the second strongest after Toichiro Suzuki in Mob Psycho. During the world domination arc, Shimazaki showed off his skills by taking on a whole bunch of resistance members and former 7th Division scars all by himself.
でも当たったとしても問題ないね。
And get this, despite being massively outnumbered, he still managed to dominate the entire group. But then, things got a bit hairy when Teru figured out all of Shimazaki's moves and cornered him. That's when Shimazaki decided to awaken his mind's eye. You know, that extra sensory perception thing that makes him invincible. And wouldn't you know it, Shimazaki ended up turning the whole battle around in his favor again. So if you ever come across this guy when he's in his mind's eye state, just run away as fast as you can. So there you have it, folks. It was fun to rehash these fiery battles that have captured the hearts of anime fans all around the world. Of course, there are countless other anime fights out there, but these 10 really stood out in their intense action, emotional weight, and pure badassery. But let's be honest, no matter how many epic anime battles we watch, there will always be more to come. If you like this video, please don't forget to watch my most recent releases. And always remember, whether you're a seasoned anime veteran or a newbie starting out, anyone can be a badass in the world of anime, which gives you another reason why you should like and subscribe.